outside of the creation is you know, nothing like God, nothing like Allah, you know. If you hold that belief, that is a Muslim belief. That is the Muslim concept of God. In order for somebody to become a Muslim, like I've been a Muslim 14 years. I took the Shahada. How do you know that? You know, you've done a lot of research already.
I suppose so, yeah. No, you know.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, when somebody believes, all it requires is to say the Shahada. You know, the Shahada is to declare there's nothing worthy of worship except Allah. Yeah. It's acknowledging that you don't worship Jesus or Muhammad or God or football stars or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You worship God alone. He's the most important thing. You know, God is the most important thing to you, and you obey God and you worship God. And you acknowledge that Muhammad is the final messenger.
Yeah.
If somebody believes that, then they're Muslim. But it requires saying it. You know, so the Shahada is the first step to becoming a Muslim. And then once somebody becomes a Muslim, then they start to learn the basics of Islam, learning how to pray, learning how to fast. It's nearly Ramadan, by the way. It's Ramadan in a few weeks. I'm sure you'll be trying that. You know, learning the basics. So, I mean, why don't you accept Islam? Come on,
I was honestly thinking about it, to be honest. Because I haven't got any, like, I work with some people and, you know, some Muslims, some are Christian and, you know, all kind of faith and stuff. But no, I find it, I don't know why.
You just know it's the truth.
Yeah, no,
For me, when I started reading the Quran,
yeah,
it was like, it's just true. I just realized that it's a trustworthy book. It's something that's preserved, where I didn't have that belief in the Bible.
Were you religious before you?
I went to church.
Yeah,
I never believed Jesus was God, though.
Yeah, it's just.
I had a problem with that from being a young 7 years old.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
It doesn't make sense.
God's God, doesn't it?
I always prayed to God.
Yeah.
I never prayed to Jesus. I said, God, I'm praying to you, not Jesus. Like,
I think a lot of people do it, don't they?
yeah. I actually believe a lot of Christians do pray to God alone.
I think a lot of people in general believe there's only one, isn't there? One
Yeah.
great one. Yeah. I think well, you can't have more than one of the main thing. Do you know what I mean? So, but no, I'd be
Sorry, what's your name again?
Matthew.
Matthew, okay.
Yeah.
I'm John.
John.
We just need Mark and Luke now. So, I mean, Matthew, why don't you accept Islam today? You can say the Shahada with me. You know, take the first step. I can help you say it in English and Arabic.
I'd be camera shy, that's right.
You don't have to be on camera. Forget the camera. You're not on camera, by the way. You're not there. You're not on camera. But I don't care about the cameras, bro. It's not. It's about you, really. About if you believe it, and you know, as I said, it's literally just saying there's nothing worthy of worship except Allah, and Muhammad is the final messenger, and that's it. That brings you into the fold of Islam, and that starts your kind of journey, you know, towards.
I just think there's some things you need to like change, you know, before. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause, like,
look, listen. Let me tell you, I had the same thing. I used to drink. I had a girlfriend. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And look, do you think I don't need to change? I've been a Muslim 14 years. I'm not like I'm not an angel. I'm not like a perfect human being. Do you know what I mean? It's the thing, once you accept Islam, then you start to work on these things, and it might take you a week, it might take you a year, it might take you 10 years, and it's a lifelong thing of learning and coming closer to God, understanding and learning more about Allah, and worshipping Allah and becoming better in yourself. It's like a purification of yourself, and you just become purified in your actions as well, you know. But it's not something that happens overnight. It's not like, okay, you know, okay, like at the time I was a jazz singer, right, singing in casinos and, you know, whatever. It's like, it's not something where you just click and all of a sudden I'm like a practicing Muslim, and, you know, so, yeah.
No, I do. I find it like interesting because the big difference I see with Islam, like Christianity, is another religion. It's like, well, the main thing is, it's like most Muslims are all very, like, you know, passionate and like they stand up for what they believe in, you know.
Yeah.
But if you say it about another religion, no one really defends it, do they? Or do you know what I mean? But you see people very like, you know, love and very respectful of it, you know. I don't see that with other religions, you know.
I think the thing with Islam is people actually believe it. There's no doubt about it. You know, like when people become Muslim or were they born into Islam, they fully believe it. Whereas I think within Christianity, I think people have always got that doubt in the back of their mind, and it is always something that's not making sense. It's like, you know, the Jesus God, it doesn't make sense. So it's, and not only that, what do you submit to? You know, as a Christian, they don't have a moral code. They don't have details on, like for us, it's very clear. No alcohol, no gambling, you know. We've got the 5 pillars, but we've got, you know, guidance on how to live our life and how not to live our life. On all aspects of our life, without how to be a father, how to be a mother, how to be a son, how to be the correct daughter, you know, how to be a tradesman. There's so much guidance within the Quran and the Sunnah, the sayings and the actions of Prophet Muhammad.
Is there another book? Because I bought the Quran, but is there another book called the Hadith? Is it?
Yeah, so the Hadith are basically, there's many of them, but the biggest, the most famous collection would be Sahih Bukhari. And this is like a collection of the sayings and the actions of Prophet Muhammad. So you have the Quran, which is a revelation given to Muhammad. This is the word of God. Whereas the Hadith is like the speech and the actions of Muhammad. This is the type of revelation that was given to him, inspired to him. So anything he said or did was a part of revelation, but it's not the Quran. Does that make sense? So, you know, the way the Prophet Muhammad interacted with people is all recorded. So we have so much kind of, and he is the best example. We believe Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the best example to humanity. Like, he was the best example a human could possibly be, and we have that recorded on how to live like him. You know, how to, you know, perfect our life.
It makes more sense as well, because it's like, if you like, you know, if you're peaceful, or, you know, like, you think the concept of, like, you know, sacrificing someone, it's, do you know what I mean? It's,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Really nice, sort of,
yeah, I mean, for us, we do believe in Jesus, right? He's a prophet, he's a human being, he's a prophet. He wasn't crucified. We don't believe he died for our sins. We don't believe he's the Son of God. But we do believe in Jesus, though. We do believe in fact, you can't be a Muslim unless you believe in Jesus. You can't deny him as a prophet. So, yeah, I mean, you know, as I said, for you, if you have the belief, you believe in Allah, in the Muslim concept of God, you believe in Muhammad, the first step is the Shahada. So, I mean, you know, I can help you. I mean, we actually say it in Arabic, and we also say it in English, so you actually understand what you're saying. But in Arabic we say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, and that means I bear witness there's nothing worthy of worship except Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is the final messenger. So I mean, if you like, I can help you pronounce it, but we can do it slowly.
Because I can only speak English.
So I mean, would you like to do it now? We'll go through it.
I don't know why I've been nervous. I just think some things I do, you know, would be, you know, against, you know, like obviously, you know, Islam.
No, look. You look at the Muslims around. None of us are perfect. I've been Muslim 14 years. I guarantee you, there's things I do that are not correct. You know, but.
Just repent your sins.
But the way I am now, 14 years on, to the way I was when I first accepted Islam is a massive difference. If you knew me when I first came to Islam, you'd think, who's this tearaway, you know? But that's what Islam does. It purifies your actions, it purifies your beliefs, you know, and guides you. This is something that we need in this day and age. We need this spiritual and moral guidance, you know, where laws are changing, rules are changing, people don't even know what's right and wrong anymore.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I think the big thing about Islamic principles I quite like is it's strict in a good way, and like some things you see now it's just like crazy, innit? But it's at least in the world. But now it's like, you know, like man and woman have got the gender roles and
everything's changing. You know, by the way, this is one of the beautiful things about Islam. By the way, the roles of man and women is very clearly set out. And by the way, men and women are spiritually equal in the sight of God. The woman can get the highest level of paradise, the man can get the highest level of paradise, but there's different jobs, if that makes sense. And this is why Islam gives the responsibility of the man to provide and protect and take care of the family. The woman has to protect the inside of the house for the children, raise the children, take care of the business in the house. But at the same time, we're both equally spiritually. They don't have this propaganda about men and women are not equal in Islam. We're equal in the sense of spiritually equal. We can get the same reward in paradise, but we have different ways to get to that reward. So the first thing we say, we'll say, if you like, we can say it in English first, so then you know what we're saying. So you say, I bear witness. If you want to, you say, I bear witness.
I don't know. I was a bit nervous.
Sorry, what's you? Yeah, sorry.
No, I do it. It's the only sort of like I said, I went to London Central Mosque last Sunday and an introduction.
Yeah.
And it's just like very appealing, you know. And if you think it's nice to have a faith, you know, you sort of
The thing with Islam, it's not just nice. Like it makes sense. Like it's the only religion with this concept of God, which is pure. You can't imagine God. He's beyond our comprehension. He's one. He's self-subsisting. He's not required to. He's not needing any of anything. You know, he's not a man. You know, this type of thing. So as I said, this is the only religion that teaches it, and it's the only religion with the guidance on how to live it. You know, and it's changed my life. I mean, I wasn't necessarily looking for a religion personally, but when I started to read the Quran, started to look at the guidance, I was convinced that this is the truth. The concept of God for me was, well, this is what I already believe. The pure one, you know, concept of one God. So yeah, I mean, if you like, I can help you, and we can say the English and then the Arabic, and I'll help you. Would you like to accept Islam? Yeah. Okay. So the first thing we say is, I bear witness that there's nothing worthy of worship except Allah.
There's nothing worthy of worship except Allah.
And I bear witness that Muhammad is the final messenger.
And I bear witness that Muhammad is the final messenger.
And in Arabic is ashadu.
Ashadu.
And la ilaha illallah. Wa ashadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. That's it. You know, listen, it's as simple as that. When someone accepts Islam, a peace comes on the person. We believe that at that point when somebody accepts Islam, all the previous sins are wiped away and all the sins are turned into good deeds. And it's like literally starting fresh. It's like it's a new start from now.
So after saying that now, that means...
After saying that, you are a Muslim. And not only a Muslim, but a very clean, fresh Muslim.
Yes.
It's a new beginning. Yeah. It's a fresh start. It doesn't matter what you've done in your past. It doesn't matter what you've done. This is all put behind. This is a fresh start. And when I first converted, I had this feeling of light. I felt light. I felt like a peace. I don't know how you feel or what you think.
Yeah, that's a big thing, I suppose. A big thing to do. But yeah, no, like I said, I've been researching it for months.
Yeah.
And then eventually went to mosque.
I think there might be a bit of relief in there as well. It sounds like you've been researching for a while.
Because I wasn't sure if I had to go back to that specific mosque or do, to take it. But because I was watching a lot of videos of Speaker's Corner,
Yeah.
I never ended up just coming. I come in here, but then did finally find it this time.
So you was considering going back to the mosque to take Shahada. You was thinking about that?
Yeah, because when the guy, one of the gentlemen there who was teaching Islam and stuff, he was saying, no. So one of the guys who went on the induction day, he'd been going to the mosque a few weeks before that, and he took the Shahada, and he said,
Yeah.
So wow.
How old are you, by the way?
27.
Okay, I was 23.
Yeah.
When I became Muslim, yeah. So it's a good time to start, and I'm telling you, it's the best thing you've ever done. And at the moment, you're new.
Yeah.
And you got a lot to learn, but let me tell you, it's easy. Don't think it's difficult. It's easy. Look, it takes time. You're gonna have a bit of difficulty here and there. few challenges here and there, like anything.
Oh, I know that, yeah. That's just the
But
media
I'm
there,
telling
it's all
you,
really, yeah.
this is a life changer. It really is. You know.
Are you all Muslims?
Yeah, he's Muslim. Yeah, there's the Muslims. There's loads of Muslims. There's a lot of Muslims. In fact, I'd say the majority of Hyde Park is Muslim. There's a lot of Muslims come here because we believe it's true. So we want to share it. You see all these brothers here, they're trying to share it with people.
And another thing I see here, I might be biased because of taking the Shahada, but even before that, it's a big difference I noticed. I'm not being shallow or anything, but when I see the Muslims speaking and stuff here, it's all like normal, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes when I see some other religions, like, you know, they're like shouting and screaming, and I don't know.
We have our loud ones as well.
Yeah. And I've seen it on Speaker's Corner. I've seen.
Yeah, we do have a few loud ones.
Some of them, like, you know. Oh, you know, don't believe this, don't go out on here. I'm like, I don't conform to that. It's good to.
I mean, I don't have my phone on me, but if you want, I can give you my WhatsApp number.
Yeah.
And if you need anything, we can be in touch. I don't actually live in London. I live in Turkey at the moment.
You're in Turkey?
Yes. So, but I do know some brothers who live in London, and if you want to meet, I know some brothers in. Not Swansea, but I know some brothers in Cardiff. You know, I can link you up with some brothers. It's nearly Ramadan, so I'm sure you'll get invited to loads of food. You know, so I mean, would you like to take my phone number? I'll type it. I don't want to give other people. You know.
That's all right. That was it. Or?
I hear that. And I've spoken to many. I've spoken to 90%.
Yeah, and it's John Fontaine, JOHN space FONTAIN. TAIN. Yeah. And it was, Fontaine. So, you know, you can send me a WhatsApp. I don't have my phone right now, but tomorrow I'll have my phone. You can send me a WhatsApp. We can be in touch. And look, as I said, look, it takes time to learn everything. Don't pressure yourself. Take your time. The main thing is now just learning the basics of Islam, learning how to pray.
How did because when I went to London Central Mosque on the induction day, the guy said, "Oh, you're coming," so like a lot of like to think people interested in the religion. So we sat in the mosque. He's on the prayers. And then I was saying something like, when you first do a prayer and exam, every time when I do this,
yeah, so we put our hands here to start. Say Allahu Akbar. Yeah, and then so when we in the first part of the prayer, we put our hands like this, then we recite a chapter of the Quran, the first chapter, which is the chapter 1 of the Quran. It's 7 verses. And then we recite another chapter, maybe a small chapter, and then we do ruku, which is bending, and then we come back up, and then we do sujood, where we put our head on the floor, then we sit down, we do sujood again, then we stand up, and we do another round. That is 2 units of prayer. Now, different prayers have different amount of units, so it sounds all confusing, but it's a mixture of reciting Quran, worshipping Allah, thanking Allah, obeying Allah, and also seeking and asking Allah for things, you know, whether it's help, support, forgiveness, praising Allah for who He is and for things He's done. Also reciting the Quran, because it's a mixture of a lot of things. It's not just prayer, like from the Christian sense. It's a lot of things. And the first chapter is a mixture of that as well, the first chapter of the Quran. And if you send me a WhatsApp message, I have some small booklets that I can send you by PDF. And I've got one that teaches the prayer. And in the Arabic, when it says in Arabic, it's written in transliteration, which is like English letters. So when it's written in English letters, but if you say it, it's Arabic. Yeah. So that'll help you in the beginning. And then you can, learn how to pray. And the best thing is, do you have any Muslim friends or?
I know Muslims in London, and I work with some, but no, like as personal.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do would be to go back to the mosque where you've been, because you're familiar with the mosque. They probably remember you, and they usually have. There's also a brother here. We have like new Muslim classes. We was given it this morning actually, at 10 o'clock is Al-Muntada. They have some new Muslim classes there. We're helping the new Muslims. I mean, you're welcome to attend that as well. They teach the prayer. But at the end of the day, Islam is what you make it. You know, you can't expect to not put any effort in and not feel the rewards and the benefit. You know, it takes time as well. So. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's good. I think it's good to finally do it because I've been used to a good 6 months probably. And then,
SubhanAllah, 6 months you've been looking
at the last few months saying more and more. And then I went to the market, got myself a nice big one. Yeah, I've been reading that then, I don't know, 20 pages or something every day, or try to nearly every day.
Just the main thing is to understand it. Yeah. Don't read 20 pages and not understand it. You know?
Of course.
If it takes 10 or 5 pages, just comprehend it, understand what. The other thing is as well, the Quran is not like any other book. It can. You got to realize that the Quran was revealed over 23 years, piece by piece. It didn't just come down in one go. So it's like clumps of verses came together. So sometimes you'll be reading, and then it'll change subject or change story, and you think it's not like other books, you see. So again, you know, watching videos on YouTube, reading books, understanding the Quran, what Allah is saying is, all this is going to benefit you. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's amazing. I'm happy to speak to you. And,
me too. It's, it's good, Can
I introduce you to a couple of converts? There's loads of converts here, you know. There's loads of new Muslims and converts here, and it'd be just nice for you to meet a couple, you know, just before you go, and just to see, like, there's so many brothers who. Let me introduce you to Brother Ben. Come.